In this video, we'll create a Docker container for a Deno app and we will push it to AWS, Google Cloud and Azure. So let's get started. So make sure first to have installed Deno, and I will simply copy this code. I'll create in an empty directory here a file app.ts and I will paste this code. So this is really simple. If we run this app, Deno run app.ts, we need also to add the allow net flag. And as we can see, it's running on port 8000. So if we go here, localhost port 8000, we'll see hello world. So this is our Deno app that we will push, and let's start now by creating a Docker file. Make sure also you have Docker installed in your machine. So this will be super simple. We need to come from Deno land, Deno. The latest version currently is 1.11.0, and we have to specify a working directory app, and then we'll copy everything there. So this command means that we'll copy app.ts to this working directory. And what is left is to simply run the command that we just ran before, which is we don't need to specify Deno, but we will run. We'll add the flag allow net, and the file is app.ts. And that's it, super simple. Also, I will change something here. I want to serve it to port 8000, but I want to serve it to port 80. Because all our Docker containers will serve on port 80, and it's easier for me to combine these tutorials. But you can put the port 8000, it's totally okay. Now that we have everything, let's run this Docker file. First, we have to build it. So to build it, run docker build. We need the name of the container. So we specify it by -t, and we'll specify the name of the container to be app. And then we'll add a dot here, which means it is this context, and it will select this Docker file. So let's build app. Now it is building. It will be fast once it's downloading everything. So it is completed. Now we can push this container to the cloud. But before, let's test it again to our browser. And to test it, we have to run it. So docker run. This time we have to specify a port, and the backend port, so the container port is 80 as we said, and in the frontend we can put 8888, not in the frontend, in our local host. And then we have to specify the name of our container. So this is a command to run this container to port 8888. So it's downloading again because it's running inside the container, and not sure why it has this problem now. After I run it again, it worked. Not sure why it failed the first time. And it says localhost 80 here, but that is inside the Docker container. Our localhost now 8000 won't work as we see, but our port now is 8888, and now we can see hello world. Now this hello world is running inside the Docker container, and that's it. We completed the Docker container for this Deno app. Now let's push it to the cloud. I'll also close this IDE because we don't need it anymore. So I'm logged into my Azure portal here, and before I create anything, make sure to have installed the Azure CLI. So download the right version for your machine and follow the instructions. You will have access to this AZ command, which it will show these options. So before let's go back to the Azure portal, and we will create a container registry. So we don't have any container registry yet, so let's create a container registry. So I will create a container registry here. The resource group, I have a demo resource group here, which I added just the name. The registry name, I will call it app, so it needs to have 5 characters, so I will call it my app. Already in use, so my container. Okay, it's container app, so which name is not used, so my container app. I will use this name, and for the location you can pick your location. For the SKU I will select the basic version. Let's create it, and we can create this registry. And now that we created our registry, we need also to log in. So first we have to log in via Azure like this, AZ login. So we need to sign into our account here, and we logged into Microsoft Azure. So as we can see, it shows this data. So after we log in there, we have to run this other command. So Azure Container Registry login, and here we need the name which was app. So let's copy it also. So go to the resource and let's copy the URL, which is this one. So we don't need the suffix. So let's log in. So this will allow us to push the Docker container to Azure. So we successfully logged in, and now that we logged in, we can push our image. To push our image, first we have to tag the image. So Docker tag, the name of our container is app, and I'll paste again this URL which I copied, and we need to add in the end /app. So this is our repository here. So I added this, and after we tag, we have to push it. So let's push it, and now it's pushing our container to the Azure Container Registry. So let's wait till it's completed. So it is completed. Now we can go back, and here we'll go to the repositories. This is our app repository, and here we have our image. So this is our image, and what I will do here is I will copy this container name. So I'll copy this, and let's go back to the home, and let's create a container instance now. So let's create a container instance. I'll select the same resource group. We need the container name. The container name is app, and we have to select the image source to Azure Container Registry, and we have our container app. So we need to enable admin here, so let's click learn more, and we have to run this command. So I will copy this command and I will run it here. So we need the name here, or I will write it directly. Not sure if we need my container app. So I made a mistake here. It should be with one M, not two M's. So it is enabled, and now we can use it. So do we need to refresh here? I will refresh, and I will select this resource group. I will select app here, registry, and now it is selected. So everything is correct. I'll change the size here. I will keep everything minimal, so 0.5 is minimal memory. So I'll select this, review and create. Also, I think I forgot something, so we need to also go to the networking part, and we have to map the port 80. So by default is automatically mapped, so we don't have anything to change. But if your container port is different, we need to select here the other port. So 80 is correctly, and we don't need to change anything else. Let's create it. So deployment is in progress. The deployment is complete. So let's go to the resource, and we have a public IP address here. So we can copy this IP address, and if we go to that IP address, we can see our app deployed. So this is how we deploy a Docker container to Azure Container Instance. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like, share and subscribe. Thank you.